everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using all new products. Well, almost all new products. I shouldn't say all. I think I have two products here that have been around in my collection. But I'm using a bunch of new products that I picked up in my haul that posted actually a week ago today, and I'd wanted to try them out. Basically, I'm using an old mascara because I didn't buy any new mascaras, and I know I'd gotten the Benefit Roller Lash as a sample size in there, but I don't want to open that. I already have a Benefit Roller Lash open, but I'm actually going to be using a different one today. I'm actually using a Benefit mascara, just not the Roller Lash. And then, oh, my setting powder. I didn't get any setting powders. I don't think I got any setting powders. I don't think so. Anyway, if I'm laughing or something like that, John is actually in the room with me today. He's never in the room with me when I'm filming my videos, unless he's actually on film, on camera. But he's actually sitting right over here in my beauty room with my puppy dogs, and he's got his feet up, and he's playing on his phone, and he's watching me do my makeup tonight. Because it is night. I'm actually filming this right before bed. So I'm putting all this makeup on and then just taking it right back off. Whatever. I'm weird. Anyhow, so I'm going to be just trying out these products and chit-chatting just a little bit. But I'm going to be starting with this product right here. I'm very excited to give it a try. This is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas. This is a primer. So that's why I have nothing on my face just yet. This is the product right here in case you've never seen it before. And I haven't even touched this yet. So I'm super excited to give this a try. It looks like that. It has just a hint of a smell to it, and it does actually come with this little disc. I'm assuming it's to scoop the product out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the disc here and get a little bit of the product. I don't know how much I need because I've never used this before. So I'm going to get a little bit of it and put it on my face. It's nice and soft. It feels almost like cream cheese almost texture, if that makes sense. And I am like just waiting for John to start laughing at some point because I know he's going to. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this primer on and then we'll keep moving. Okay, and this is not going to be a tutorial tonight, so I'm going to be probably jumping over a lot of the actual application of my makeup unless I'm chit-chatting for whatever reason. I do actually really kind of like that so far. I mean, this is a very first impression. I've never used this before, so, but it's nice and soft. It makes my skin feel soft, and I do feel like it's sort of blurred my skin in some areas. I do have a little bit of dry skin right now, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. All right, and I just used a very little bit of my product. You can see I just have a little scoop out of it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on this. It has a little bit of a scent, but not bad. I was concerned about the scent of this, but it's fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that aside. I'm going to real quick go off screen, and I'm going to be putting one of my tinted moisturizers on that I'm trying this month. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer that I'm going to put on real quick, and I will be right back. Alright, so I have my tinted moisturizer on. It's just light coverage, and I probably would have preferred to do a full foundation on this video, but I wanted to stick with the foundations that I'm trying this month, or the tinted moisturizers that I'm trying this month. So that's why I picked that one. It's a little bit more coverage than some of the other ones I've tried. Anyhow, I'm not going to powder this just yet. This is a tinted moisturizer that I personally feel like needs powdered, so I am going to powder it, but I have a couple of cream products that I'm going to put on top of it first. I'm hoping that these cream products will work on top of this moisturizer because this is not one that sets, if that makes sense. But I have a cream blush and a cream highlighter, and then I think everything else is powder, so I will move into the powders then later. But I have this L'Oreal Infallible. Oh wait, you know what? I forgot. I have a concealer. I almost never wear concealer, so this is unusual for me. I actually got the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Vanilla. So I'm going to put some of this on my under eyes and my blemish here that's hanging out on my chin, which is so nice and friendly and doesn't want to leave me. I've never tried this. I know this has been around for a long time. but it is expensive. Close your ears, honey. It's expensive. So I was waiting for a 20% off sale, and they finally had one. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to powder that real quick. I'm not going to powder the rest of my face just yet, but I am going to powder that just so that it doesn't crease. I'm going to try to give it the best chance possible. And I'm using a cream blush and a cream highlighter. So I'm just going to try to keep the powder high enough so that it's not in the way of the blush and highlighter. Okay. I'm going to go ahead in with this L'Oreal Infallible Stick blush that I got from Ulta. This is in the shade Sexy Flush. And I'm just going to put this on my cheek and then I will blend it out. I'm just going to use the same brush that I was using on the tinted moisturizer, because I did not bring a sponge up here with me today. So I'm just going to blend that in. I don't know if this is going to work since I did use this for the moisturizer, but we'll see. That's pretty. I've been more into really making myself look more blushed lately when I've been wearing makeup. I used to just do it really, really lightly. And I'm like, I like the pink cheek look. Because I think it's because I have so much redness in my face naturally that I'm used to it. So, you know, wearing it now makes sense to me. Especially after, like, I balance out my skin tone just to put the redness back in. I don't know. Anyway, my highlighter, which I'm having a heck of a time trying to get open, is from Milk Makeup. It's one of their highlighting sticks, and this is in the shade Supernova. I picked this up at Sephora, and I'm going to do something similar. I'm just going to actually dab this on my cheeks, and then I think I'm just going to use my finger to blend it out. And this one I might have problems with. This seems to just be pushing. Yeah, this is just taking the foundation right off my face. I probably should have just dabbed this with my finger because all that tint and moisturizer is just coming right off. So my highlighter might be a hot mess. We'll see what John thinks about it when he actually comes over here and takes a look. Yeah, my face is getting right sticky at this point. I need to get this powdered, so that's what we're going to do next. I'll tell you what, though, that highlighter, it is iridescent. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and for some reason it's like falling apart. That's weird. Okay. That is really weird. All right. So that, I'm not super sure about that because it took up my foundation, which I don't like. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and powder. I'm going to just use this Laura Mercier powder and hopefully make myself be less sticky. Now that I'm powdered, I'm going to go in with my bronzer, which is from MAC. This is from the MAC and Aaliyah collection. It's in the shade Baby Girl. And this is what it looks like. It is a little bit shimmery, which is not typically a bronzer that I would go for. But I wanted to see how this would work. This is one of my first MAC products, and honestly I picked it up because it was 50% off. Or not 50%, it was like 40% off or something like that. But like I said, I wanted to give it a try, and I can see why it had some troubling reviews or some bad reviews. Even on my skin tone, that is light. I don't know how anyone could have expected this to be a shade that Aaliyah could have worn. Like, ever. Put a little bit up here. All right. I'm going to pull my hair back because it's driving me crazy. Okay. I actually think that that doesn't look too bad on my skin tone. I did build it up a little bit, but if you were any darker than me, I don't know how that would have worked on you at all. But on me, it's pretty. I think it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's pretty. Okay, I will use that again, definitely. Okay, moving on. So I have my face done. A lot of the blush actually kind of disappeared once I powdered, but I'm not going to put any more on. I can still see the highlighter, though. I can definitely still see the highlighter. The blush is pretty, but I just can't see it anymore. John's laughing at me. And that under eye concealer, I almost feel like it oxidized. Like when I first put it on, it was okay, and now I feel like it might have oxidized a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. All right, moving on. I actually got a brow product. And you might say to yourself, Jessica, why did you get a brow product? You don't do your brows. But I've heard that this is a very good brow product and inexpensive. You hear that, hun? It's inexpensive. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I got it in the shade Blonde. So we're going to give this a try. I have a lot of brow pencils in the shade Taupe, which they say is universal. I will tell you that I feel like sometimes that taupe is too dark for my brows. And maybe it's because I'm starting to go gray. I mean, I am. I'm 39 years old. I'm starting to go gray. The other thing is because I dye my hair blonde, I feel like having like a taupe or a brown just doesn't really work for me. So I'm going to do my brows off camera because I am horrible at doing my brows. Like absolutely horrible. So when you see me next, they're probably going to look weird. All right, well, that is probably the blondest eyebrow pencil that I've seen. I have a couple other ones that are blonde that aren't really blonde. And this one actually, I would say, is blonde. It's actually kind of on the redder side, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. Whatever. It's done. It's done. All right. I think I'm going to go into eyeshadow next. I am going to actually prime my eyes with my Painterly Paint Pot, which is not a new product, but I'm going to prime my eyes with this. All right, my eyes are primed. I got a couple of eyeshadow palettes in my haul, if you remember. I think I'm going to stick with two of them, right? Two, like I need two. I don't really need two to use for this video, but I'm going to use two. I have the MAC X Aaliyah little teeny tiny palette, this one right here. And I have my Norvina palette here. So, you know, if you watched that video, you know I also got a Too Faced palette that was on sale. And I think that's it. I think it was just the Too Faced palette. Anyhow, this is what the Norvina palette looks like, if you're not familiar. They are definitely my types of shades. Pinks and purples are definitely shades that I love. There's actually some shades in this one as well that are similar to those shades. That's kind of interesting. So, not identicals, but similar. All right, I'm going to go into the shade Base because it's the base shade, and I'm going to put that on my lid to set the paint pot. The base shade is this one right here at the top. Okay, I'm going to go into Incense, which is this shade here. I could probably go into a shade over here in the Aaliyah palette. Now, they don't have any names on the palette, so I don't know if they are named or not. But I'm going to go into Incense, which is in the Modern Renaissance, the Norvina palette. And I'm going to put that into my crease. Now the question is, do I want to go into the MAC palette or stick with the Norvina palette. I think there's actually a lot of similar colors in here. Like, I'm going to hold these up here like this, and you guys can see that there are a lot of shades that are very similar actually between these two palettes. Now obviously the MAC palette only has 9 shades and the Norvina palette has 14 shades, so it is a little bit definitely more complete than the MAC palette, but they're very similar. So, all right, I think what I'm going to do is go into the MAC palette and take this brown shade right here, the darker brown shade, and I'm going to put that in my outer V. All right, I'm going to go back into my Norvina palette. I swear I can never get my eyes to look exactly the same. There's always one eye that looks different than the other. Does that make sense? They always look different. They're never exactly the same. I don't know how any of these artists do it, any of these makeup artists do it, because I can never get my eyes to look exactly the same. They may be close, but they're not exactly the same. All right, I'm going to go on to my lid, and I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take the color Love, which is this pale pink here in the middle, and that is a matte shade. I'm going to put that all over my lid. All right, so now the question is, do I want to go in with Wild Child, which is this one right here, or Celestial, which is this one right here, or do I go into the pink or purple shimmers in the MAC palette? That's the question. I think what I might do is go ahead in with the pink shade in the MAC palette. I'm going to try to keep that centered on the inner corner of my eye. Not the inner corner, but the inner third of my eye, to just make that inner corner or inner third lighter. And then I think I'm going to go with purple, the purple shimmer on the rest of the eyelid. All right, I don't feel like that did anything. I'm going to swatch this because... All right, so that is not really a shimmer. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I don't know what you would call it. It's not a shimmer, but it's not matte. Satin? Satin, maybe? I'm going to go into Wild Child. I'm going to go into the pink, and I'm going to try to use that on the inner third of my eye and see if that makes it any shimmerier. Is that a word? Shimmerier? That's doing a little bit more than the MAC shade was doing, but still not a lot. I think it's just that the shade Love is such a strong matte shade that it's not really like doing much on top of that Love shade. All right, I'm going to go in with Celestial, which is the purple, and I'm going to go on the second half of my lid. I might go in with Drama as well. We'll see. I think I'm going to actually wet my brush with this because this is really pretty. I think it'll be really pretty with a wet brush. I think I'm going to go back into Wild Child and wet that as well. That is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. It's showing up even better with my finger than it was with the wet brush. That is a very pretty shade. All right, I'm going to go into Wild Child with another finger and put that on the inner portion of my eye. I like that. I think that's pretty, but I'm a purple and pinky gal most of the time. Every once in a while I get ornery and decide I don't want to do purple or pink, but I like purple and pink. Right now, I'm in a purple and pink mood. Okay, what do I want to do next? I think I'm going to go in with Dreamer, which is this shade right here. I'm going to put that on my inner corner. I'm going to use that same brush, and I think what I'm going to do is go into Drama, which is the dark purple shimmer, and actually no, I'm going to go into Passion first, which is the dark plum, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line, and then I'm going to go over with that with the Drama shade, the dark purple shimmer. Well, that definitely got dark, didn't it? John's laughing at me again. I think it's nice. I think it's pretty. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. Otherwise, it's probably going to get to be a hot mess. My short first impression of this Norvina palette is that it's amazing. I do like my Anastasia palettes, even some of the ones that other people have not liked. Other people have not liked. I have liked the Subculture palette, the Prism palette. I've liked those. I really like this as well. This is very pretty. But these are my kind of shades, you know, I like the purples. So I'm going to put that aside. As far as the MAC one goes, the shades that I used were okay. I mean, I would like to definitely use more of these shades. I might have to revisit this in another video, or maybe just revisit it outside of a video and utilize this again. The shades that I did use, they're okay. The pink one I was a little let down on, and that's probably why I didn't go into any of the other shades. And I was really enjoying the Norvina palette, so that's why I didn't go into more of this one. But I will definitely give this another try on another day. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put my mascara on. I'm actually using the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit today. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I'll be right back. I am down to my lips. And I'm going to use this little trio, I think it is, from Jouer. It has a gloss. What is this? A lip cream, a lip topper, and a lip liner. I'm going to use all three, and we'll see how this works. I've never used any Jouer products before. That's not true. I have one eyeshadow palette from Jouer that I use occasionally, but it's an all shimmer palette. Actually, I'm having a really hard time getting these out. Hold on. All right, I finally got it out. Anyway, I do have an all shimmer palette from Jouer, so I've only used it like once or twice. I think it's a Skinny Dip. Hold on. Yeah, it's the Skinny Dip palette, and it's all shimmer. So it's just not a very usable palette on a regular basis, but I've heard the lip products are amazing. So I'm going to start with the lip liner. This is the Long Wear Lip Liner in Nude. All right, that does have a little bit of drag to it. I typically would prefer my lip liner to be a little bit softer, if that makes sense. But it does have a little bit of drag to it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use the lip cream in Au Natural. Since John's actually sitting here with me, I probably should have done some dramatic lip, but it's okay. Now this smells great. Smells like a cupcake, actually. That smells really, really good. I don't think I told you guys here on this channel. I talk about it actually a lot on my vlog channel, but I was diagnosed as diabetic in May. So it's been a long time since I've had a cupcake. Several months, to say the least. We're working on it though, so I expect that soon here I might be able to allow myself to have something. It was my wedding anniversary this week. John and I have been married for 19 years. Been together about 20 and a half, almost 21 years. So it was my wedding anniversary earlier this week. And I decided to get a piece of peanut butter pie, which is probably my first true dessert. Now, we've been making desserts with like sugar alcohols, fake sugars. But this is my first true dessert with sugar in it in like 4 or 5 months, 4 months, something like that. 4 months. And I've been allowing myself to eat 1 ounce of it. I ate 1 ounce the first night, 1 ounce the second night. Tonight I ate 1.5 ounces, and then John ate the rest because there was just like a bite and a half left of it. All right. I like the smell of that, but I'm not necessarily liking how it's sitting on my lips. It's actually cracking really easily. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to try that again at some point. All right, and then I'm going to use the lip topper in Stardust. I've heard that these are actually what Jouer is kind of known for, is their lip toppers. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on. Hopefully it won't completely screw up the lipstick, but we'll see. This smells like cupcakes too. Smells super good. Okay. All right. Well, I think my look is done. I think. I actually got some setting spray here to set my look, well, to wet my brush. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this on my face. All right, some of that lip topper is now in my mouth. I don't like that. Like, I was looking at my tongue and it's like all over my tongue and all over my teeth. So And it's now all over my fingers. It's like taking the lipstick off. That's really weird. Yeah. Yeah, can you guys see that? It is on my teeth. I don't like that. Yeah, imagine me not liking lipstick on my teeth. I like the shade, though. The shade's pretty. All right. John, you want to come on over here?
Yes, man. I want to come over there.
He's going to come over here.
Am I in there?
No, not at all. Not even your shoulder.
All right. I'm in there now.
All right.
All right.
So what do you think? You did double take like you didn't sit here the whole time I was putting makeup on.
Well, I haven't really been watching. I like
Yeah,
the
I know.
gold.
He's been on his phone, playing on his phone.
Yeah. I like the. Even though I sat over there for half an hour. Pardon me. I like the gold inner eye.
Okay.
I think that's sort of neat. I like the fact that it shimmers.
The eyes?
Yeah, I like the eye shimmer.
Okay. I have like a big spot of 6+ on my face right here. It feels wet. All right.
Your foundation, your overall complexion looks fairly smooth.
I think that's the primer.
Oh, you think it's the primer?
I think that's the primer, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the tinted moisturizers, this one isn't a bad tinted moisturizer.
Right.
But I do think that the primer is definitely helping out my smoothness of my skin.
Right. I wish it would have went for a more metallic lip.
More metallic?
Or a more shimmery
I
lip.
don't really have very many shimmery lips.
I guess it is pretty shiny.
It is.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Should I try a different lip color? Should I try a different lip
no.
color for John?
You don't need to try a different lip color.
I could use a really dramatic one.
That's okay. You're good.
Okay.
Thank you. Your highlights, it's fairly noticeable actually back here.
Yes, you can still see the highlight. I think the blush is kind of like gone.
Yeah.
I did put a good bit of blush on, but once I powdered it, I think it kind of went away. And I think part of that might have been because I was blending it out with my foundation brush, or the brush that I was using for the tinted moisturizer. So I think that might have had a little bit to do with it, whereas the highlighter, I actually just used my finger to blend it out.
Right.
So I think that probably had a lot to do with it. So
I mean, your contour, I mean, I guess you could go a little deeper with it,
mm-hmm.
but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you already have naturally high cheekbones. I mean, yeah, it's good. Good.
What do you think of the eye look? I think it's pretty. I think the eye look turned out pretty.
I like the fact that it sort of fades from like almost a purple on the outside to a
mm-hmm.
pinky on the inside.
That was what I tried to do, yes.
And there's a nice smoke on the outside, like a black layer, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. And that's definitely
mm-hmm.
a nice go for you.
You are completely off screen.
I'm sorry. That's definitely a nice go for you there. Yeah, your eyes are cute.
I think they're pretty.
I'm amazed. Like, I think that, no offense, I mean, I've seen you do pretty eye looks before.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that your foundation is looks so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty neat.
So you think that my face looks smoother than it normally does?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the primer. Because I wore this, I think I actually wore this moisturizer one other time, and you were like, what's wrong with your face?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
John really does need to sit on this side because he can see the viewfinder versus where he's at. You can't really see the viewfinder on that side, so.
And I'm not used to being
not
able
normally
to
on that
see
side.
I'm not able to see the viewfinder, so I'm constantly.
Yeah, he's constantly
Because,
going out.
well, I mean, I'm used to being on the other side, so I can go that way as much as I want. This way.
Yeah.
Sort of weird.
Yeah.
It's unnatural at this point.
Anyhow.
Yes.
I wanted to say one real quick thing. I know I haven't been really chatty during this video. I've just been kind of trying out the new products. I didn't ask you about my brows, though.
Oh, I forgot to.
Can you even see them?
Yes, I can. Up here at the ridge. And I would agree. I heard you say
It's
that
a
it was
little
sort
red.
of red.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely sort of red. There's
Yeah.
a reddish tint to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyhow, I did just want to say real quick that there is another YouTuber on YouTube, obviously. Hello.
What?
There's another YouTuber. What is going on?
Neil and
Oh, okay.
Joe are yelling at each other on
Okay.
text.
Yeah, imagine that. Anyway, there's another YouTuber on here who's been really very kind to me. Her name is Just Ann. Her channel is just underscore Ann, and she's had a family issue.
Right.
Her grandmother and her mother are both in less than perfect health, and their house actually burned down about a week and a half ago. And her mom and her grandmother are living with her, and I'm going to leave a link to her channel down below. Sure, most of you probably already are viewers of Just Ann's, but if you aren't, go check out her channel. I'm going to leave a specific link where she talks about what happened, and pretty much her mom and her grandmother and her son, who was living with them because of their ill health, are all pretty much homeless now. I mean, they are living with Anne, but they are pretty much homeless. And I just wanted to say that if you are not already a viewer of Anne's, I think you should definitely check her out. She is a very, very kind, sweet woman, and I can only wish the best for her. So if you have not seen her yet, go check her out. And she does have a P.O. box if anybody is willing to send anything to her. She would never ask. And she, she even was very hesitant to make any sort of donation site. She might still have one. I will put the link below. I know she was only going to leave it up for a very limited amount of time because she didn't want people to think that she was trying to take advantage of the situation or anything like that. So I will put that link in the description as well. If you want to take a look, you can. But again, it might be closed already. I know she was not feeling very comfortable about leaving that up for too long. So anyway, I'm going to leave that information down in the description below. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I've mentioned it on this channel, but I actually lost my mom in a fire about a year and a half ago. And, I lost my mom and I lost my brother. They both passed away based on their injuries in the apartment fire that happened at their place that they lived. And when I heard that Anne's family had a similar situation happen, it just really hit me. So anyway, if you haven't already, check her out. Her links are down below, and she's very lucky that both her mom, her grandmother, her son, and even their dog were able to get out of the house. So very, very blessed that was able to happen, because as I can attest to, that doesn't always happen. So anyhow, go ahead and check her channel out. She's a very, very kind, very sweet woman. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry to leave it on such a sad note. But if you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit that red subscribe button. And I'm messing up my makeup. And don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below as well.
What?
You're so silly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye.